Hi everyone, welcome to another scrapbook layout video and thank you for joining me again today. Today I am working on Allison Davis's sketch number 11. I don't know what week currently she is on and I do not know when this layout will go up, but I don't care. My original thought with this was that I would put up a video each week with, as you know, going along with her class, but it just isn't working out that way. So I am using, again, this adventure collection by Wild Whisper. I will leave a link below to it so you can find it. It is a great collection. It's rather interesting because I believe a few of you might already know either the owners or something about the owners. So it's been quite a bit of fun learning a little bit. I did a live video in case you missed it using this collection, and I've had a couple comments since then commenting on this company, and so it's been a lot of fun to learn about. But anyways, if you want to learn more about them a little bit, go rewatch the live. That one is where I learned the most of it. But apparently these two ladies are located in Canada. These are their own like doodles and designs and pictures. Like in the bears, you can see some have realistic photos. So those are, I guess, their photos and everything from what I'm learning. So that's really cool. It's just fun to learn more about a company. So this paper does have a shiny texture to it, as you can probably see the light reflecting on it, but you know, it doesn't bother me. In fact, I feel like the ink, first of all, really dries really quick. I did ink all my edges with my brown close to my heart ink. So I feel like the edges are they dry super quick, whereas on normal paper, I would, put it on there and I'd have to be really careful for a few seconds for it to dry the same ink. But so I thought that was interesting because you would think with the shiny paper that you would actually have to wait a little longer, but no, it's actually the opposite. So I have cut the 6 squares down, and again, those two that meet in the middle I just cut to 3 by 6 instead of 6 by 6. Well, first they were 6 by 6, but these are pictures of my husband on a hike, and I was surprised and interested to see because I did this page, and then when my husband got home, I showed it to him, and he made a comment about this being the last hike. So in my area, we have a gorge near our area, and the Columbia River Gorge, and there was a huge fire a couple years back. So I was interested I didn't know that these were the photos from that area because this is going to actually pertain to my journaling. So I just thought these were pictures of my husband on a hike. He likes to go hiking and backpacking, so I didn't really leave a lot of area for journaling. But I'm going to come back because he came home and said, oh, those are the pictures. That's the day of the fire, whatever. So he was on a hike right next to the trail. He was on a trail right next to the other one where the fire got started, and he was actually going to go on that trail and be on that trail, but he changed his mind because there was just too many people, and so he came home instead. So I found that really ironic. And if you see the picture in the top with that tree that's kind of hanging over, because he has since been back on this hike. It's opened back up. It was obviously closed for a while, but that tree, like he says, he doesn't remember seeing that tree the second time around, and it's a lot different. So if I would have known that these were the photos from that day, I would have left a bigger journaling spot. It's not that big of a deal. What I was planning is there's a fence, kind of like in my live video, if you watch that, there's like a fence post, and I was going to do just the journaling of the hike of the day, blah, blah, blah. However, because I learned more about him, this being the hike he was on, I decided to go ahead and add journaling strips. I don't think you see the journaling strips in the end, but what I end up doing, and you will see this in a minute where the sign is, I just wrote the hike and the date like I was originally planning. And I kind of make it look like it's written on the sign. I'm sorry, I don't know if that is in the still shot photos at the end or not, but so I'm just going to go ahead and keep gluing these down, and you can see here I had cut one of the photos too short, But I saved that little piece and I just glued it next to it. And if you look at the layout close enough, then you can see and you can tell. But I mean, he looked at the layout and he didn't even like take a second glance at the fact that there was a picture that had been cut and put together. That's not the first time I've done that. If you cut a photo too small, see if you can get it to still butt up against each other to look like it was still there. I don't think I cover up any of that with any embellishments because of the reason I didn't want to cut it any shorter is because I didn't want to cut off the waterfall and I didn't want to cut him off either. So I believe these are the 4x4. That's what I cut it to. I'm pretty sure I follow this sketch super close, especially photo wise. You can see I've left a little journaling spot there, which she has on her sketch as well. And you're going to see I'm actually going to struggle with that area quite a bit coming up. I tried to make the left hand and right hand page. You can see I tried to make them as like as the same width or height, whatever you call it. But they are a little bit off. But again, I'm going to tell you, I don't care. I don't worry about it. It's funny because I'm so OCD, but something like that, it just doesn't bother me. That's weird. Anyways, this is the sign that I'm going to write that I was originally thinking I would write the journaling on. So, you know, no problem. I'm trying to get it to fit in here. And it is going to be the card that stays there. I will just tell you right now, I am going to come back to this card. I'm going to go back and forth quite a few times. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I glued it down, I tucked it under, and then I remembered I had the pack of journaling cards. So I got this collection from my little scrapbook store, and I will leave a link below. If you go to my little scrapbook store and she does not have something on her website, please reach out to her because she is amazing when it comes to getting stuff that you might want, like older collections or anything like that. She's really good at it. She can't always obviously get everything, but she's really awesome at getting stuff for you. And she gets a lot of stuff from other countries like Cocoa Vanilla. So that's really cool. In fact, she just had a pre-order for their newest collection. If you want to go check that out, I believe it's now no longer a pre-order. She is waiting for one box. I think there was a little bit of a delay with one box. But anyways, the only thing I ask is if you go to her, just tell her Heather B or Heatherbalz sent you. I just want her to know that I support her channel. Not her channel, her store. Anyways, so here you can see I'm playing around with the different 3x4 cards. I thought maybe that journaling one. And then I thought maybe this adventure awaits one. So I'm going to pull this card up and I think I might actually glue the other one down. But what throws me off with this one is that adventure awaits the way the angle is. So you might have seen me playing around with like the title and I had the word adventure awaits. Oh no, you are an explorer, which I really liked. That you are an explorer. I feel like that was just perfect for my husband. Oh, it looks like I cut out a lot of the process of me going back and forth with those cards. It took me a good, like, I don't know, 10-15 minutes to try to really figure out what card I wanted there. And I realized that I just liked the way that the first one looked. So I went with it. And because I think what I really liked about it was the way that this title popped off. I really liked this title for him. I didn't want to use the other words, adventures. I didn't want to use that bright green, you are an explorer. I didn't feel like the colors in this layout went for that. So I went ahead and yes, I also cut out me trying to get the backing off of all those darn red foam tape strips. I'm halfway through this first roll and then I will have a second roll done. So anyways, again, I'm just inking my edges. I do veer off, as you can see already, if you have the sketch and are taking the class, I am going to veer off onto my own when it comes to the clusters because I wanted to add this one here with next to the You Are an Explorer. And then I'm going to, although on the left-hand side, the cluster area is going to be in the same spot as she has it. And I'm not going to do a lot as far as clustering goes because I mean, you can see the background pattern papers are busy enough as it is. it's very neutral colors, I feel like, very subtle colors, which I thought went really well with the pictures. And I just didn't want to add more. So you can see, oh, see, I didn't even notice that I had that that little log piece. Those are probably some of my favorite parts of the ephemera pack. So, and then I'm going to add a tiny little cluster up here just because I felt like it needed a third cluster. So I'm going to tell you here, you're going to see me cutting down a few of these pieces. When I got my ephemera pack, Michelle sent it to me to use. It was like off cut, like it didn't line up when they cut it, and I just immediately contacted her and said, hey, check this out. So I believe it's just my one pack that was like that. So I said it was fine. She offered to send me a new one, and I said, you know, don't worry about it, I'll make these work. And so I just fussy cut all the white pieces off, but some of the words are a little bit off center from the strips, so I do have to trim them down here and there. But it was no big deal, and I just did it one night while watching, you know, a movie with the hubby, which we like to do at night. So it was, you know, I'm kind of enjoying having something to do while we watch movies. So fussy cutting is totally fine. But if you were to get a bad pack of the ephemera, then she would replace it no problem for you. But like I said, I think mine, it was just mine. So my die cut packs might look a little bit different than yours. So just an FYI there. So I'm trying to add these leaves. This is basically most of the die cuts that I have left over. And at first I wasn't sure about the leaves, but I do go back and I add a leaf in each section, just mainly to use them up and just add a little something more to the clusters. And I don't know if I show it in the end or not, but I am going to come back with some wood veneer. I've mentioned in a past couple of videos that I want to get my wood veneer used up, so I'm figuring if I use a couple on each page, then they should start going. The last thing I decided to do here was to kind of border my layout. So I have the branding strips, which I love when companies do the branding strips, and I decided to put one on each side. But then I thought, you know what, why not use more of the paper? Although I really like it with the white, I like it either way. But I decided to go ahead, and first I was going to, oh, I did rip it. I forgot that I ripped it. Did I even add that on there? So what I did was I'm going to add a piece of this paper, and it's just got like tiny little triangles. I'm going to add this to the right hand side and the left hand side along with the border strip, just because I want to have a little bit more interest on the sides. And the border strips, I felt like they're dark, so they just kind of frame the entire layout. You could go either way. You could leave it just with the white, or you could do like I'm doing. So, but I did tear it in a way so that the kind of the wider part of the paper would stick out, and then I inked it, just a little tiny bit of ink with my black, or excuse me, my brown close to my heart. Maybe it is black that I'm using. Yeah, it looks like black up there. I don't honestly remember. Sorry, it's been a couple weeks since I've done this layout. Oh, no, it is brown, because if you look, I think that's a C at the top of the the top of the screen. Anyways, that is going to be my layout, and you can see, I think I turned the camera off not realizing it when I was picking out the wood veneer, but I just pulled out my wood veneer box with the leaf shapes in it. And I'm not 100% crazy about the leaf shapes, but you can see a couple of them here. And then, oh yeah, I also added 3 black enamel dots into each cluster. I thought that just kind of added another something too. So thank you for watching, and I hope you guys are enjoying this class. I will see you guys next time. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.